All right, Mackenzie, what is it showing you, sweetie?
I only could see you.
Do you have like the little pin on? Make sure you don't have the pin on. There we go. All right. How about Landon? Landon, can you see the screen? Okay. All right. All right, we're going to go ahead and start. So we're going to do our high frequency words. Remember to keep yourself muted, but you can still say them, okay? Landon, did you have a question or did you accidentally press the button? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do our vowels. Remember, Miss Willington will say it, and then you'll be able to. So, Landon, did you have a question?
They didn't call for UIL.
Oh, they didn't call for UIL. So, if you're in UIL, I would go ahead and at 9:45. So when it's 9:45, Miss Garcia will let you know to go. Okay. All right. So, those of you in UIL, all you'll have to do at 9:45 is log out of this meet. I understand where you're going. So when it's 9:45, just log out and you can line up quietly while everybody else is still on, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and start our high frequency words. And remember to keep yourself on mute, but Miss Willington's going to say it, and then she's going to point to the screen, and then that will be your cue to repeat after me, okay? All right, so here's our vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Guys, make sure that you're on mute. You do not have to unmute yourself. You can still repeat it after me, okay? But not with the microphone on.
I'm not meaning to.
That's okay. Do you have it on an iPad stand, sweetie, where it's in okay, so don't touch your screen, sweetie, okay? As much as possible.
It just keeps on and keeps on.
There we go. All right, here's our high frequency words. Anything, change, children, gone, notice. Jorge, make sure you're on mute. Now, page, since, woman. All right, so now we're doing our spelling words. Caught, face, goal, gym, nice, page, plug, crash, gone, brag. All right. Go ahead and stop presenting the screen here. All right, and now we're going to go into our sounds. Just a second to get that open. So we are blending and adding syllables again. So we're doing extra practice for that because in third grade, they're going to actually want you to do that.
Miss Willington, you're frozen on my screen.
So you may have to log off and log back on, sweetie. Sometimes that happens when we overload Google Meet. All right, so here it is. All right, so it says, I'm going to say the syllables in a word, and you will blend the syllables and say the word. So listen as I do the first one. The syllables are exciting, When I blend those syllables together, I say the word exciting. So that's what you're going to do with the words. You ready? So I'm going to say the syllables. You say the whole word. You ready? All right. So the word is planted. What is my whole word if I put all those syllables? Planted. Good job.
Planted.
Good job. All right. So here's the next one. Ooh, make sure you're on mute. All right. Boring.
Boring.
Good job. So I'm waiting for someone to be on mute. There you go. Awesome. All right, here's the next one. Invented.
Invented.
Awesome. All right, here's the next one. Amazing.
Amazing.
Good job. All right, here's the next one. Mackenzie, make sure you're muted. There we go. There's the last one. Rested.
Rested.
Good job. All right, so we're moving on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and present my screen. All right, can everybody see our page right here? It says Inflections, Spelling Changes. All right, so we are going to go over some rules. And so the first one, it says inflections. So it says we can add endings to action words or verbs. It says that help tell when the actions happen. So when we're looking at this one right here, the ED, do you see this part right here? So this is inflections ED. And so I have 3 examples that ED may sound like, right? So for example, I have the word, hold on just a second. It clicked something. There we go. So if I have the example of the word rested, everybody say rested.
Rested.
So guys, make sure that when you wave your hand, we're going to have to wait till after the reading lesson. Do we understand? You only click the hand one time, and that's it. All right, so it says rested. So when you say rested at the very end, the ED, it has the ed sound. And that's why Miss Fullington has the sound here. All right, everybody say jumped. So jumped at the very end, this ED right here, Isabella Wigington, we are not pressing that button over and over and over. That is very rude. Thank you. ED, it has, if you say jumped, it has the T sound. So that's why Mrs. Fullington has the ED, but it has the T sound when you say jumped. All right. And the next one, ED, when it sounds like it is pulled, it has the ED at the end, but it sounds like a D sound. So ED has ed, T, and D sound. So they have 3 different sounds to the inflections ED when you say it. All right. All right, so I have another rule, double final consonant, which means if we have the word tap plus ing equals, what is our new word? What is our new word?
Tapping.
Tapping. So if you notice, Miss Fullington has only one consonant right here because it's by the vowel A, right? So when I put tapping, I have to double that consonant P. So when I'm spelling it, I'll do T-A-P-P-I-N-G. So I have doubled the consonant P to make the word tapping. And that's what double final consonant means. So this is the final consonant right here, the P. If I want ing, I'm going to add a double P right here. Okay, so that's why we have tapping. All right, So I have the word cry. Now our rule here is change Y to an I, right? Changing Y to an I. So here's the word cry plus ing. If I add those together, what is my new word?
Crying.
Crying, right?
Crying. Crying.
Good job. Oh, let me see if it'll let me type.
And crying.
Good job. Uh-huh. So here I have a Y still in cry, but I need to change that Y to a what letter?
The cry.
What is my change? What is
Cry. Cry. Because you aren't crying right now.
Yeah, but here's the Y in cry. What do I have to change the Y to? An I. So if Mrs. Fullington put it this way, does it look right?
No.
No. So Miss Fullington forgot to change the Y to an I and add ED. And that's what it looks like correctly. Right? All right. So that's how you do the change Y to an I. So these are inflection spelling changes. That means these are at the end. These are all located at the end, right? And when you change the Y, you make sure you change it to an I with an ED. Now here, crying, you would leave the Y and add ing, okay? All right, so that is inflection spelling changes right here. I'll go ahead and stop presenting. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the next thing. We are going to blend and read, which means we are going to keep ourselves muted, but we're also going to say the words, right? All right, so let me present this. There we go. All right, can everybody see our blend and read page? It's a purple page, purple and white page. Awesome. So the purple and white page, we're going to go ahead and say these. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Dislike, distrust, puppies, disease, tried, and here's number 2. Disused, rainer, hopping, hoping, dismiss. Here's number 3. Stain, brain, rematch, rainy, flaming. Number 4 is wrist, shyly, knowing, known, spying. All right, number 5 is disown, dismay, disobey, disappear. All right, so we are going to read these sentences together, so make sure you're paying attention because Miss Fullington is going to make sure that you're keeping up. You ready? All right, so number 6 says, Graham disconnected her landline phone. Graham disconnected her landline phone. All right, number 7 says, that nice woman distrusts gossip. Number 8 is, how can Graham dispose of these treats? So we notice that all of them have the prefix dis, right? So prefix dis means what? What does prefix dis mean?
You don't like.
Yeah, that means not, right? So dislike means not like, right? So if we disconnect, that means not connect. If it says distrusts, means not trusts. Dispose means that dispose means to throw away, right? Good job. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to our next thing. Guys, what you're going to need is your book. So if you don't have your book, go ahead and get that out and ready to go. Go ahead and get your book out, ready to go.
I've been having my book out.
Look at you, you're already prepared. Good job. And if you're ready for the number, the page number, it's 132. 132. We're going to start there because we're going to do some close reading together in the same story, Cloudette. So you need to go to page 132. Good job, Maddox. I like it. Did you make that in GT?
Yes.
Cool. So page 132. So you should be on this page right here. Page 132. So before we start reading, Miss Millington's going to go ahead and
Which page number again?
132. 132. So before we start reading, Miss Millington's going to go over. So Maddox, go ahead and put that to the side, sweetie, and pay attention to our reading, our close read. Okay. So we are learning a skill that we've already learned this year, but we're just reviewing over it. And so it's point of view. So it says someone's point of view is the way he or she sees things happen. So it says characters have different points of view. So there's 2 points of view that we go over in 2nd grade. We have first person point of view, and some of those key words that we are looking for in first person point of view is I, my, and me. And that is when the narrator is in the story, right? Is in the story. Good job, Harlow. That's the correct page. All right, so it says a story written in first person point of view has a character in the story as the narrator. It says look for a narrator who uses the words I, me, or my. So it says here, this is what's so important, a character in the story as a narrator. So that means the narrator's inside the story. Okay. Third person point of view is when the narrator is outside of the story and is not included in the story. So it says third person point of view. The keywords are he, she, or they. This is when you're learning about the other characters, right? So it says a story written in third person point of view has an outside narrator, which means the narrator uses the words he, she, or they. An outside narrator can tell about all the characters, not just himself. So the narrator is not in the story in third person point of view. Okay. So we are going to determine whether Cloudette is in first person point of view or in third person point of view. Okay. So that's what we're trying to figure out today. And that's what we're going to be practicing. So with that being said, Mrs. Fullington is going to go ahead and display the pages that we need to be on the story Cloudette. So does everybody see the 2 pages on the screen? Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you can see that. All right, so we are going to read these 2 pages. So you may need something to track and read.
I'm not on the right page yet.
Okay, that's fine. So most of us need to go ahead and get a pencil, an eraser, or a bookmark to help you track and read. We're on page 132.
132.
So guys, what you're going to be needing is a pencil. You're going to need a pencil with you because we are going to annotate, which means make a note in the story. Make sure you're on mute, guys. It will not be picking up any echoes. I see 2 students that need to check their microphones. Thank you, guys. All right, so we're going to go ahead and read these 2 pages and talk about it. So let's go ahead and listen.
Cloudette was a cloud, a very small cloud. Usually, Cloudette didn't mind being smaller than the average cloud. Cloudette, average cloud. In fact, being small had lots of advantages. Everyone called her cute little names. Hi, Pipsqueak. Hey, Shortcake. Morning, Small Fry. She had lots of little friends. Hey, guys, what's up? Us? That's nutty. No matter how crowded it was, she could always find a good spot to watch fireworks.
All right, so in these pages, it says, who is the main character in this story? Who's the main character? Harlow?
Cloudette.
Harlow. Thank you, Harlow, for raising your hand. So Harlow, who is the main character?
Cloudette.
Cloudette. So what have we learned about Cloudette in these 2 pages? Isabella Wigington, what have we learned about Cloudette so far?
That they could turn into a see-through on the top, and then they could like sing, like turn into like flat, like your hand.
So I think what you're saying is, are you looking at the colors of the cloud, sweetie?
Yeah.
So what do they say in the words of our story? Not the picture. What did the words say?
It says Lucy other cloud. The ones under the cloud. This
Well, what do they call her friend?
on the first page, like right here.
On the first page, sweetie.
Cloud.
Cloudette. That's her name.
Other cloud. Other cloud.
Oh, average cloud.
Yeah.
So that average cloud is a regular size, but what is Cloudette? What's her size? She's very small.
Small.
Yeah, she's very small. Jorge, make sure that you're on mute and allow Isabella to answer. Yeah, she's very small. And with that being said, what I would like,
medium.
Her friend is medium.
Her dad is like this big.
And
her mom's probably like this big.
Maybe. All right, guys. With that being said, I want you to circle the main character on the first page. Circle the character that they're talking about the most on the first page. So there are 2 pictures that you can circle the character they talk about most on this page. So Clinton, who did you circle on the first page? Isabella Wigington, I need you to mute yourself. Thank you. Clinton, who did you circle on the first page? Who do they talk about the most on the first page? Yes, you're right. So if you circled Cloudette, you are absolutely right. You can put a star or a happy face on your page. So that's why as readers we annotate, and it says we learn that she's a tiny cloud and that she usually doesn't mind being small. The other clouds call her cute names too. So like Pipsqueak, Shortcake, or Small Fry, right? And she has lots of other friends who are small too. So you see on the second page that she has small friends like a squirrel, a bird, a kite. And then it says she is also small enough that she can always find a good spot to see good fireworks, right? To see some awesome fireworks. So is this story written in first person or third person point of view? And how do you know? Aaliyah, is it in first person or third person point of view?
First person.
So remember, first person is I, me, and my, which means is the narrator in this story. Is it? So let's see what it says here. It says Cloudette was a cloud, a very small cloud. Usually Cloudette didn't mind being smaller than an average cloud. In fact, being small had lots of advantages. Everyone called her cute little names. She had lots of little friends. No matter how crowded it was, she could always find a good spot to watch fireworks. So what does she and her belong into? First person point of view or third person?
Third person.
Third person. That means the narrator is an outside narrator and is not in the story. Good job, Aaliyah. All right, so go ahead and turn to page 136. 136. That has a picture of a really pretty rainbow. Is everybody on page 136? Give me a thumbs up or a peace sign to say that you've got it. Emery, I like your fingernails. Those are cute. All right. So we are going to go ahead and listen and read on this page. So Miss Lincoln's going to mute herself so we can not have.
Cloudette could see them in the distance, doing all sorts of important cloud things. This made her want to do big and important things too.
All right. So we know that this story is in third person point of view, right? That means that the narrator uses pronouns. Pronouns are nouns that do not say the name of the character, and they don't say that. So they refer to Cloudette as her and she. Do we have any pronouns on this page at all? Without saying her name, Cloudette, do we have a pronoun in this story? Oh, I see Aaliyah. Aaliyah, what pronoun do you see in this on this page?
The boom.
The boom?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So we're looking at the actual words right here, Sudie. So this right here, these words right here at the top. This is a good, we'll go over boom in a minute, but these words at the top, do we have a pronoun? Like he, she, her?
Yes, we do.
So what's the word that you see?
Her.
Okay, I see her too. So right here is where Aaliyah is talking about her. I'm going to highlight it in a different color so that you can see. And you can circle that word because that is a pronoun that refers to Cloudette. All right, good job. So that means that's another word other than saying Cloudette in the story. Good job, guys. So it says here, what does the narrator tell about Cloudette on this page? What does the narrator tell about Cloudette on this page? What does she want to do, Cloudette? So let's go ahead and reread the story. UIL students, it is 9:50, so you may need to, where do y'all go, to the cafeteria?
Yeah, it's not time. It's not time.
Oh, they told you it was not time yet? Okay, perfect. All right, so it says here, and on our page, let's go ahead and reread what it says on our page. It says, Cloudette could see them in a distance, doing all sorts of important cloud things. This made her want to do big and important things too. So what does Cloudette want to do? What does Cloudette want to do? Somebody raise their hand. Oh, Maddox, go ahead and answer. What does Cloudette want to do?
She wants to make thunderstorms and all those kinds of storms with them, but she can't hold that much water, so she feels left out.
That's a good way of explaining. You're absolutely right. You said that in your own words. So it says here on that last sentence, this made her want to do big and important things too. So those are important things that clouds do. Good job, Maddox. All right, so it says here, if Miss Bullington wanted to change, or if we wanted to change the story to a first person point of view, how would we change the words he, she, her? What would we change those key words to if it's first person? Aaliyah?
I, me, or my.
Good job. Yeah, so we would change the story where it's like Cloudette is telling the story, right? Yeah, it would be her point of view. Good job. All right, so we are going to go over our last page, and our last page is on page 144. Page 144. So we should be on this page right here.
Did we pass it?
No, we are behind it.
So
let's see.
144. 144.
So if you look at your screen, this is the page that you should be on.
I don't have it. Hold up. I almost got it. Oh man. This?
So do we have it?
That's at the end of the story.
It's almost the end of the story, you're right. That's it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and read this story.
George, this is it.
She looked down at what was supposed to be a pond, but was really just a puddle of mud. What happened to your pond, Froggy? It dried up, and now it's more like a puddle than a pond. This gave Cloudette an idea. More like a brainstorm, actually.
So in this moment, we call this moment an aha moment. Like, oh, I got an idea. So remember how Claudette said this came up with a good idea for Cloudette. So it says here, This gave Cloudette an idea, more like a brainstorm idea. So this is Claudette's aha moment. It says, when this is when the character finally realizes or understands something. They should stop. So we should stop and notice and note, thinking about similar realizations that they have had. They can help them understand. So the character's aha moment. So this is where the story kind of changes, right? So it says here, it says, I want you to underline details that help Claudette come to this realization. So what words should we underline that tells us that this is her aha moment? We just said the words. There are some words on this page that tells us that it gave Cloudette an aha moment, where she's like, oh, I know what I can do. So what words on this page help us? Maddox, did you have the answer to that? Okay, what are the words that we need to underline?
More like a brainstorm, and this gave Cloudette an idea.
Good job. This is her aha moment. So yes, we would definitely underline this and also underline this. This is her aha moment. So if you can underline that with your pencil in your book. And then we can also put here, Ms. Fullington can also add right here, add a note. And you can add this note too. So we can say Claudette's aha moment. So you can put this on your book. On the side. So Miss Fullington's going to leave it right there so that way you can see it. So give me a thumbs up when you're finished writing this in your book. Omar and Jorge, are you good on your writing Claudette's aha moment?
No. No.
Okay, yes. Go ahead and add these words to your book. Christopher, do you have this down, sweetie? Okay, make sure you write this down. And oh wait, did you find your book? Okay, so go ahead and add this to your book because it's very important. This is going to help you on your quiz too.
Where do I write it?
Do you see where Miss Fullington has underlined Claudette's? So let's see if I can move it. Maybe not. Right here where I underlined it. Let me see if I can. Uh-oh. Oh, I think it's this one. Let's see, Claudette's aha moment. There we go. So I just added it right here. All right, Omar and Jorge, do you have this down, guys?
Yes.
Okay, Jorge, do you have it down?
I'm still doing it.
Okay, that's fine. I'll leave it right here and give you some time. Guys that are finished, if you're done writing this note down in your book, you may close your book and put it away quietly while those are still working. That way we don't disturb them. Okay, so Christopher, you may go ahead and close your book and put it away. Oops. What I meant to do. Do y'all guys have a thumbs up button on your screen that you can click the thumbs up button?
We don't have a thumbs up button.
You just have the raise your hand button?
Yeah.
Okay.
Done.
All right. Does anybody else need more time
Done.
on this? All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and save and close. And then Mrs. Flington's going to go ahead and show you in Seesaw what you're going to do. So make sure you're on mute. I still see two people that don't have their microphones off. Make sure check your microphone. Maddox, check your microphone, please. Thank you, sir. All right, so in Seesaw, what you're going to do today, let me go ahead and share this with you. There are two things that you need to do, and they are located in the same activity. All right, just give me a thumbs up if you can see our Seesaw page. Give me a thumbs up if you can see our Seesaw page.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so in Seesaw, what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down, and they have pictures right here. So it says Wednesday, February 3rd, power words and spelling with C and G. So these slides right here are going to help you with the first page. Miss Fullington has attached these power words and also the definition on the next page. So when you read it, it says average, and then it's the picture. And then number 2 is what you're going to be looking at. Number 2 says something that is average is normal or usual. That is their definition. And then we have advantages. Advantages are things that help put you ahead. And then we have front. And number 2, it says a cold front is where cold air meets warm air. And then we have the last one that says impressed. And you're going to look at number 2 also. If you are impressed, you like something a lot. So with these pictures, I'm going to add a response. And you have these 4 squares right here. And you have all of these right here. But you can also look at the pictures if you press view instructions and click on the pictures. Okay. So that's how you're going to look at your pictures at the same time you're in the assignment. So it says draw a picture or write words that will help you remember each power word from Cloudette. Try to write more than you draw. So you're going to draw a little bitty picture. And the easiest way to do this, guys, is if you put a line through your paper to tell you this is where I need to write. So you can write right here and then draw your picture. You can write at the bottom and draw your picture. That way you know that you can half your paper. You can I think you can also, can you draw, yep, you can draw a line. So you have these right here, these little shapes that you can half your paper equally, and then you can draw your mini picture and then write your sentence down, okay? That way you have enough room to do both on the same square because the square is really small, okay? And so on the second page, when you're done with those 4 squares, you have a second page and you're only going to focus on the basic words. So you're not going to do the review words, but you're only going to do the basic words. And so it says here, write the spelling word that best completes completes each sentence. So as number 1 says, we play games in the. So where do we usually play games at?
Gym.
The gym. Good job. So yeah, you would put gym right here. So since we did the first one together, that's okay. You can do gym. And I'm going to shrink it to where it fits on the blank. And then I'm going to come over here with my pen and make sure I cross it out. That way I don't repeat it. Okay. So once you're done with these 2 pages, you may press the green check mark. And this is for a grade. So Mrs. Flint is going to be looking at both pages to making sure that you are doing them correctly. So make sure that you take your time on this assignment and don't rush through it, because Ms. Fullington is going to be sending it back to you and circling the answers that you have wrong. So the more you rush, the more you have to fix. So make sure you take your time. Does anybody have questions for me on this assignment?
No.
Okay, if you don't have any questions, you may log out. Those of you that are in the red group will stay on. So that's Melanie. Who else is with me on this? Melanie, Emery, Bella. Well, Bella Bright's not here. Bella W, Jorge, Harlow. So those are the ones that need to stay on. Mackenzie, did you have a question?
Can you send the pictures on Seesaw of the things?
Yes, they're already on Seesaw. They're on your assignment. Maddox, do you have any questions? Need to go ahead and log out, sweetie. I think you're going to UIL. All right. So Omar, did you have a question?
Can we use our My Book?
Yes, you may use your My Book. That's a good answer. That's a good question. Yes, you may use your My Book to help you.
Can we work with partners?
Not on this one. I want to see what you know on this one, okay? All right. So we have everybody here.
Mine is only at 10%.
Hey, is there a charging station at the back counter where you can sit and listen and also do your assignments? Remember how you charged your iPad yesterday?
Yes.
You can do that and still be on our meet, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Rolando left his iPad at the house.
Okay, so Rolando's gonna have to go ahead and do his. No, I'm not muted. I'm not muted, sweetie. All right, so Rolando's gonna have to go ahead and do his cursive writing today, and then his reading station, and then he'll have to do his work at home since he forgot his iPad. Okay. All right, guys. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making connections. Remember yesterday we talked about those skills, making connections. Remember, you can make a connection to a book by your own experience, right? Or you can make a connection with another book to another book, right? So you have Cloudette, the book, the story Cloudette, and then the story of snow, which is about the snowflake. So you can do that. Or you can do the story of Cloudette and Ferris, right? That's your community. So what it looks like during the weather, right? So in Seesaw, you have, go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you can see our activity. Let's see. It says making connections when reading. Give me a thumbs up if you can see our activity on your screen.
Yes.
Okay. Melanie, can you see our activity on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Isabella Wigington, can you see our activity on our screen?
Miss Fullington?
Yes, Maddox?
We were walking down to the cafeteria and we didn't hear you say the
Hold on, Isabella Wigington. Hold on. Maddox, can you repeat your question?
Can you read the instructions again?
Oh, okay. Is it for UIL?
No, we went to UIL and we didn't hear you because we logged off the main.
Oh, okay. Are you finished with UIL?
No. Even start UIL because it was not. They're still on music memory. It was not ready. We're not ready.
Oh, they're not ready. Okay. So what you're going to do, Maddox, is go into Seesaw and do the activity power words and spelling with C and G. So on the first page, what you're going to be able to do is draw a picture and write a sentence for each vocabulary word. And you can click on the picture to see the vocabulary words and the definition for each one.
Okay.
And on the second page, all you're doing is using the basic word list to complete the sentence.
What did you say for the first page?
So the first page, you're drawing a picture and writing a sentence for each spelling, for each vocabulary word, our power words.
Okay.
Okay. All righty. Go ahead and finish that for me while we wait for UIL. All right. So making connection group. So what you're going to do is you're going to add a response. So I'm going to pretend that I'm Emery. So right here on your activity, you have 3 options. You could do text to self, text to text, which means story to story, or text to the world, which is Ferris, right? And you can do the story Cloudette. You can do the story of snow, or you can do another story from your library books. So this is when I read the book, and I'm going to just do the example of Cloudette, since we just read that story. You want to make sure that you put the title of the book right here. And it says, I made a connection when, and then you're going to finish the sentence. This big space right here, you're going to draw your picture. You can draw a picture of whatever text to self. So if I'm doing text to self, I'm going to go ahead and circle that. And then I can draw a picture of myself experiencing. So Cloudette was a rain cloud. So maybe I can draw a picture of a rainstorm that I was in, or something that will make a connection with myself with the clouds, a connection with clouds or storms, right? Because Cloudette got stuck in a storm. And so that's something that I could relate to. Harlow, what's your question?
If you pick that one, do you talk about the snow, what you did in the snow?
You can, but it's a different story. Remember the story of snow? So if you're going to do that one, Harlow, you would put right here.
When I met my friend.
Yeah, you'll put the story.
Once I met my brother that I never said in 1 year. But that ain't possible.
So Harlow, you would go ahead and do the story of snow, since you're going to be talking about the snow, because that's the one with the snowflakes. Okay? You got it?
Yes.
All right. Does anybody have questions on this assignment?
Do you write a story or you write a picture?
You draw a picture and finish the sentence right here. It says, I made a connection when and then you said you played in the snow. And that's what you would put. And then you can draw a picture, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, guys, if there's no questions, you can log out and complete this activity and do your reading and social studies, okay?
Miss Fullington?
Yes, Melanie?
When are you going to, when are you coming back at school?
Probably at the end of March, sweetie. Probably at the end of March.
Okay.
All right.
Then when UIL time, my iPad is gonna be at a low number.
Do you need your iPad for UIL?
Yes.
Okay, keep it on the charger.
Okay.
All right. And if you need to, take the charger with you.
Miss Fullington.
Yes,
Miss
Mackenzie?
Garcia, Miss Garcia wants to take care of your baby when you have it.
Oh, I need a lot of babysitters. All right, guys, go ahead and log off and go ahead and complete your.
I want to take care of your baby. Bye.
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 Bye, Maddox. Isabel Wigington, go ahead and log out, sweetie. And Maddox, go ahead and log out. Yes.
But do you have to circle the text to cell, text to text, text to
Yes, you need to choose one of them. Don't do all three. That would be extra hard. Okay. Yeah, only do one.
But can I tell you something?
Yes.
Maybe on July the 2019th, will
Mhm.
you 9th or 19th? Will you come to Urban Air?
I could possibly make an appearance. We'll see. It just depends because Miss
I'm gonna
Fullington,
go there for my birthday.
Miss Fullington's gonna have a
Yeah.
baby pretty soon during that month. So we'll see what happens, okay?
My sister, she loves babies. She's a
Oh,
little girl. She would not let anyone hurt her. She was like, that's
oh.
my best friend.
All
Tina,
right.
cousin, she
Uh-huh.
would walk up, grab the baby's hand, just walk with your baby. She would walk
Aw.
with any baby.
All right, sweetie, go ahead and finish your seesaw activities,
Okay.
okay? All right, bye.